Yo. Okay, so welcome to a quick reading for today. There's going to be a quick one today. But I took the liberty of pulling a card to start us off. And we've got the Three of Wands. So I'm seeing there's some progress, there's some expansion. Let's see. Ooh, well, no, that didn't take long, did it? Okay, so we've got the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is creative opportunities, curiosity, possibility. It's a new idea coming into reach, right? And that is going to create, I don't know what came out then. And that's going to create the opportunity for expansion. Ooh, the Sun. And it's going to bring some joy, right? So there's some new idea coming, or some new opportunity. Can I hear more about this Page of Cups, please? What opportunity? Oh, wow. So we've got the Seven of Cups and we've got Death. Okay, so it seems as though you... So I would say that the Seven of Pentacles, is all about your perseverance, putting in the hard work and the effort with the long-term view in mind. So coupled with the Three of Wands, they're starting to see some progress with that. And you're definitely going to be, and with Death, there's definitely some form of transition happening, some form of transformation. So the likelihood is that there's some form of change that you're going through, perhaps the completion of a cycle and the entry into a new one, which is going to allow all of that hard work that you put into things to pay off. And it's going to be sunshine on a rainy day. Yeah, and it's going to bring you like a lot of success, a lot of joy. Yeah, so you're definitely interesting. So we've got the Seven of Swords. Something sneaky. Ooh, oh, they're just falling out. I wish you could see this, honestly. It's so funny. They've been doing this to me all day. Just like pop, 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 pop. They don't even get a chance to shuffle. They just pop, pop, pop. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so got the Seven of Swords. So there is some sort of sneakiness, but we also have the Devil. So okay, so there's definitely, I'm feeling it's definitely some sort of deception. I wonder if this is another person. Just want to check in here. Yeah, it is another person. So I feel like, yeah, so the reason that, what I always notice about the Seven of Pentacles is that he looks a little dismayed, right? Like he's putting in all the hard work. It's got very much that air of like, you've put in all of the effort and you're not kind of seeing stuff coming into fruition that you needed to, but this is a transformational time and it is going to come good. But I get the feeling and I get the impression that there's definitely been like some sort of betrayal, some sort of trickery, some sort of someone trying to get away with something that has to do with just toxic behavior, bad, addictions, all that kind of thing. But what I've also got here is the Chariot. So there's definitely movement, and you are moving into the right direction. So it's almost like all of this preparation and progress that you've been planning for, with all of this long-term view in mind, it's happening. And for this situation, so I'm just trying to cover all of the modesty here. And for this situation, this person, this toxic person who has been sneaking around, trying to get away with it, trying to treat you, and while you've been stood here waiting for the rewards to reap, they've been laughing, right? They've been laughing because they've been watching you, putting all the hard work and effort in, being the good person, whereas they've been shadowing darker parts of their personality and trying to get away with it. But this is a time of justice. So your justice is coming in, and that's why there's been a blockage, right? That's why it seems like you're putting in all of this work and effort to get very few rewards, but it's moving. So justice is coming in, okay? And with that is going to come, so we've also got the Emperor. The Emperor is very solid. So I feel like this is the change. Yeah, this is the change. So the change is that you are sitting more in your Emperor energy, right? Now, this does not have to be like gender related, even masculine, feminine necessarily. I just see the Emperor as being a very, very structured, very stable individual. Someone who's really like knows their own mind, right? But then we've also got the Ace of Wands. Yay! So we've definitely got like, and that's a nice fast moving energy too. So we've got like, it's interesting that you've got the Page of Cups as well as the Ace of Wands. There's definitely new opportunities coming in. There's new growth coming in. That preparation, that progress, that foresight, it's starting to come into fruition. That long-term view that you had is starting to come into fruition, okay? So, any last bits of messages before I call this one off for the day? But yeah, like, how many days for you, man? Your justice is coming in. So whoever this was or is, it's very destructive behavior, very codependent, very toxic, very not very nice. But I'm going to assume this is why you've been sat there, like kind of looking at the seeds that you've been sowing and, you know, looking off into the distance, been like, when's it going to be my time? When am I going to see? But yeah, there's definitely a big transition taking place. Wheel of Fortune. It's all turning in your favour, man. It's all turning in your favour. And I feel like at the moment we're having a huge shift. And it's I mean, to be fair, 2025 is, it's the year of the snake. And it's also what is it, a 9 year or something. But it's all about shedding your skin. All about out with the old, in with the new, right? And we've just left retrograde as well. And I feel like, from what I understand, there was like a 4 planetary alignment during this retrograde. This retrograde was no joke. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but I was like really, it was kicking my ass. But in a really good way. I feel like you could feel when retrograde finished, you know? Like, you could just, it was so clear when it had finished. Second time I've seen it. Okay, so I've got the 8 of Cups. So you're walking away from something. Now, when they say walking away, it doesn't necessarily mean like you're physically walking out of a situation. What it can mean is that you're just energetically walking away. So you're leaving something behind that doesn't serve you anymore. And the fact that you've got like these here, I mean, I'm getting a very specific message that won't be for everyone, so, you know, take what resonates with you. But what I'm also feeling is that, like, this is a little your energy too. And I mean it from the perspective of, like, it's like trying to get away with not dealing with elements of your shadow self or dealing with addictive behaviors and things like that. But you're definitely walking away from it, okay? You're walking away from whatever it is that has been kind of holding it all up. And you're moving towards... Yeah, I did get that. That was definitely a message on the devil, but we're having the justice card here as well. It is a time of justice, which is why I see it as being somebody in your energy. Let's face it, usually is, isn't it? I've also got the Queen of Swords, so I can see, like, I get it now. I see why things are shifting. I see why you're shifting into that Emperor energy, because you've been very, very clear, right? You're starting to be very putting down your boundaries really clearly and really solidly, and your communication is improving all of the time, and that's what's causing this transformation, and it's what's causing the wheel to start turning in your favour, right? It's because you're not that, yeah, as I said, that was a very specific message about the devil and the Seven of Swords. But actually, you know, the realistic element of it is that by you being more clear and setting more boundaries, it's helping this to be extinguished from your life. It's bringing in this justice, right? Because you're saying, no more, it's not fair, it's not right. So well done you, because putting down boundaries ain't easy, bud. Yay. And then we've got the Six of Wands. So there's definitely going to be, the thing is it's not just victory, right? It's not just that everything's going to work out in your favor. It's not just the sunshine's coming in. It's also that all of the hard work that you put in, all of this effort that you put in, where you've been quieted, you know, you've been told to be quiet. Whoever this is, the Seven and the devil was hoping that you'd stay quiet. They were trying to keep you quiet, right? And you have quietly just sown these seeds and quietly just built and grown. Like the healing that you have done, I can't even begin to. It's beautiful, man. Well done you. Like it's not easy, but I feel like you're actually going to get recognized. People are actually going to be coming to you and being like, damn, I'm sorry that I sat by and watched that happen, you know? So it's not just about that you're going to have things turning more in your favor, or that you're walking away from what isn't serving you anymore. It's also very much that like people around you are going to start noticing that you weren't the bad guy here, right? I feel like you've had that energy put on you that you're the problem. And that's why this has been so disappointing, right? Because it's like, when's my time? Now, bitch, now's your time. I don't know what that was, but that's your message. So I hope that resonates. I hope it helps you. Yeah, have a blessed day.